You make games of bricks falling down on other bricks. That's right, we do. That was a quote from the Toymaker from the latest episode of Doctor Who, which just aired today in the year 2023. We got to see David Tennant as the 10th Doctor once again, but also a villain from the past. The Celestial Toymaker was an episode back in the 1960s version of Doctor Who, black and white and all. A controversial episode in many ways. Not so much because a character uses the N-word back then, but also because it was wiped, deleted, erased from existence. But an Aussie found the last episode, and that's all we have today. I see they colorized it for a quick flashback to the first Doctor in this one, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The episode begins in 1925, a while ago now, in Soho, with a man walking towards a toy shop. Inside he purchases a dummy to put on the telly. That's right, he's aiding in the invention of television, and they need a prop to focus on and transmit, and this became the first image ever portrayed on British telly. TV, television, the boob tube, many names. I call it friend. This is the image here, and then a giggle ensues. That's right, the episode is called The Giggle. Ha 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 ha. C, E, G, C, E, G, whatever that piano scale is. They all know it, it's all in humankind's memory. There's chaos on the streets in the 21st century. People are driving erratically, stepping in front of traffic. The Doctor is concerned. Unit kidnaps the Doctor, takes him up to the giant palace in the clouds, where Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart's daughter is running the show. Nepotism. They ask the Doctor for help. He finds out that the source of the carnage is the piano scale Giggle that's implanted in every screen since the birth of television. So the Doctor goes back to the 20s to find out what's happening. He finds the toy shop operated by the Toymaker, no longer called the Celestial Toymaker, and no longer dressed like Fu Manchu in a racially cultural appropriated attire. No longer played by Alfred the Butler from the old episode, but by Neil Patrick Harris, or Dr. Horrible, as I like to call him. He steals the show, a little campy, but you know, this is Doctor Who. What do you expect, Shakespeare? If they made that episode now, Shakespeare would be black, but I digress. They get lost in a maze of hallways. The Doctor and Donna are separated. They then are forced to look at a theatre production that the Toymaker is putting on with a puppet show of all the companions since Amy Pond. And the Toymaker is trying to say how they all died. And the Doctor said, well, no, that's not true. She exists in the last memory of her life, or she died of old age in the past. And then the Toymaker's great quote, well, that's all right then. Well, that's all right then. It's great. I want to use that in everyday language now. Well, that's all right then. Kind of going along with what the Doctor's saying, but pointing out that, oh, okay, doesn't matter. Shrugging your shoulders, knowing that the Doctor thinks it does matter. They mentioned cancel culture in the 21st century. They mentioned that no one wanting to use those armbands called Z-Daxes. It's akin to the Rona jab that nobody wants to get, allegedly. So they end up on the rooftop, as all battles seem to do in superhero movies, where the Toymaker slices the Doctor in half, literally. He tries to regenerate. I'm like, here we go again. I'm still depressed from a decade ago when David Tennant exploded. Now you're going to do it to me again? But at least he doesn't say, I don't want to go again. That's heartbreaking. But no, he's still alive and he splits into two. Like, this is great. Like, it warms my heart the 10th Doctor is still alive, and we still have this new 14th, 15th Doctor. I'm cool with that, even though he's just in his undies. I'm sure he'll find some trousers eventually. But the 10th Doctor is still alive. They defeat the Toymaker. Dr. Horrible, Freeze Ray is no longer as well. Apparently the Master's tooth was in his face or something, then it falls on the ground and you hear the laughter of all the Masters. So he'll probably come back. Someone picks it up. Who could it be? I don't know. The new Doctor goes off on new adventures, and then we're with David Tennant's Doctor, the 10th Doctor. The 10-pound pom, if you will. I'm sure it's a coincidence. And the old Doctor goes to live with Donna Noble and her family. Wilf is still alive, out shooting muskrats or something, moles. So that's good. It's like, it's not just placating the fans, not just giving them lip service. Russell T Davies is a fan, and I'm sure he's very fond of David Tennant's Doctor. I'm glad he didn't kill him again. He's still alive. He still has his Tardis in the back garden, ready to use whenever he's done with his rest. I have a feeling he's never going to use it again. He's happy. In fact, the last quote that David Tennant says in this episode is, I wrote it down to not forget because it was so memorable. I've never been so happy in all my life. Now that's the last line we can all get behind. Will I keep watching Doctor Who from this moment on? I don't know, to tell you the truth. The story writing is really great. I don't know about this new Doctor. We always give new Doctors a chance. I'm willing to do it, as long as he gets some trousers. Okay. So that's it until Christmas, when there'll be another Doctor Who. It's nice living in the modern times. But that's it. The last episode with David Tennant again. And I guess this is a lesson for all of us. Whenever you think it's the end, it's not. Back in 2010, I thought, well, that's it. That's depressing. Now we have Matt Smith. Okay, let's give him a chance. I never got over David Tennant exploding. But now, the 10th Doctor was back. And he's still back. He's still alive. That's wonderful. I like this one. Peer pressure. Not what you think. Good episode. Oh. Then there's also Time Flight. About the Concorde. So, there's other Doctor Who media out there if you get bored. Until next time, keep watching the stars.